are aware that Mr. Odinga, Cabinet Secretary Matiang'i, and PS Kibisho had a meeting the night before the elections at a hotel in Karen. And it is no wonder then that the goons that were commandeered and commanded by Simba Arati, none of them, either Simba Arati or his goons, none of them can be arrested because they have the protection and the patronage of people in the office of the president.
We want to take this opportunity to condemn the act of violence and thuggery that was meted on our people of Kibra by a militia called Tanga Tanga within Jubilee Party. These people came to Kibra constituency with a lot of money to buy votes and to bribe voters.
All right, and the two gentlemen are right here in studio with me. Yes. Precisely, they're saying the same things, right? Same thing, but at least you named the individuals one. And this is the reason why Ichungwa believes that these people who met that violence have been protected because of the CS. And you're accusing the CS of Interior and the PS Kibicho.
Looking at you straight in the eye, I know there have been efforts to try and force that particular hotel to delete their CCTV coverage of people getting into that hotel.
Which hotel?
I am aware. I am not naming the hotel for business reasons, private business. But you can ask your party leader, he was in the meeting, or go ask Matiang'i or ask PS Kibisho. The thing I'm telling you, if it were Didmas Barasa or Kimani Ichungwa, who was seen pointing at Junet like this with a finger, I'm sure by
you should have been arrested
by noon, if it was about 11 a.m., by noon, I would have had a contingent of police in my house, at my farm, in my mother's house, everywhere.
Okay.
But the confidence you see with these people, and I'll tell you, Ken,
yes,
the fear many Kenyans have of ODM and particularly its party leader. Trust me, this is illusionary power that they are dealing with now here, and borrowed power, courtesy of the handshake. If they have the impunity to mete out the kind of violence that they meted out to the people of Kibra on Thursday last week because of borrowed power through the handshake, illusionary power that they hold because they have functionaries in the office of the president, whom I have named, who are supporting them, and creating impunity and giving them a lot of impunity. What would happen, for heaven's sake, if you gave such a person, such a man, the reins of leadership, the monopoly of violence, legal violence with the police?
But how comes, you know, what surprises me is you thinking that the Jubilee government will give protection to the opposition which they were running against in Kibra. Not the Jubilee government.
Yes. I told you functionaries in the office of the president. Functionaries who have targeted us on the basis of our support for the deputy president in the past.
Okay.
Ken, can I discount one thing you said?
Yes.
First, the issue of saying that no action has been taken within the course of this election.
And remember, Barack told us
it's not true.
Myself,
after a rally in Kibra on a Sunday, I think he was out of the country, the way Baraka said, our friend was also out of the country. I was summoned by the National Cohesion Commission. I recorded a statement based on what I said in Kibra. And I'm under investigation, as you see. Now, the issue of saying no action has been taken, nothing has happened, is a lie. Secondly,
the commission,
the person...
NCIC, the independent commission, is what is investigating Junet Mohammed.
Not the DCI
police, the IG and the police will not
should I be investigated by
Mohammed, will not touch Simba Arati.
The person who summoned me is a CID officer. It's not the commission. CID officer called Muya or something. I can't remember his name.
NCIC.
But forget about that. Now, listen. The guy who alleges the honors of proving that lies with him.
Okay.
He had made allegations here that my party leader met the Minister for Security and his PS at a hotel, and he told us in confidence that it was Hemingway's hotel. Let me tell you something.
I have not.
No, he told us that. Let me tell you something.
He's not said it.
No, he has told me. He has told me. So you probably know which hotel.
Let me tell you something. He has just told us. Let me tell you something. You see,
I didn't hear.
No, when we are on off air, he told me.
But even
that
off
they met
air,
at the
you would
off
have heard me jingle.
Listen,
I didn't.
No.
So he is actually disclosed.
No. He told us here, seated here, that he told me.
Okay, he told you.
He told me
and you
that
closed, okay.
I asked him where was the hotel.
I
He told
whispered
me.
into your ear?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you
Okay,
said
good
it here,
enough.
Bwana. He said it at Hemingway's. And let me tell you something.
Yes.
This is not the first time Tanga is attacking those people. He's on record several times attacking Matiang'i, attacking Kibicho. There's one time I remember him saying that
And praising
Kibicho,
them
just
when
a
they do
minute,
well also.
just a minute, give me time. He's on record in Parliament one time saying Kibicho had written him a very nasty message. Don't bring personal problems to Kibra.
I still have it.
Don't solve personal problems through Kibra. We have defeated you in Kibra. If you have problems with Matiang'i, if you have problems, just a minute. If you have a problem with Matiang'i or Kibicho, you're a member of Parliament. The standing orders, and the Constitution allows him to exercise his mandate in Parliament.
Okay, let me speak to this gentleman. Barack also wants to add something, and I really need to move fast because this was what, except Ichungwa, this was one party, and it's now disintegrating. And Sifuna says he's been given the mandate and he's going to sign against that paper. But before we go to that, let me hear what Barack has to say about this.
Yeah, you see, we'll come to the divorce papers.
You have them.
I have got the coalition agreement here. We'll speak to it. But you can, where I started off, I think it is very sad. We are lawmakers here. And when lawmakers become lawbreakers, and then they come and speak about their breaking of the law with levity and with impunity. They talk about it as if it is a joke, as if it is bad talk. Then the country is in trouble. And I think that we need a very serious conversation about these goings on. Otherwise, come 2022, this country will burn.
Okay, Chris.
Thank you. In this country, we have an Election Offences Act. We have an IBC Act. As I said earlier, it's the responsibility of IBC to ensure the elections are free and fair. When it comes to matters of security, these are responsibility of the police. And we heard that reports were given. So we are calling upon the police to do the investigations. No stone should be left unturned, so that whoever was in charge or whoever was responsible for the mayhem and all that can face the full force of the law.
Yes.
As the legislators who are here, we've put the law in place, and my party, we were number 4 years. And we had a meeting, and we were told, even some of the agents, we had about 800 agents who claimed they voted for a candidate. So we are like, were the elections rigged or what happened? Because we got to 60. So even the 800, even the 800 who voted for a candidate, we don't know where the votes went to. But they are absolutely, so we don't know. No, they said they voted. Absolutely. Yeah. So the issue is this: as we move forward.
You know the problem with Barack, the problem with Barack, he has never been elected anywhere. So he doesn't know how agents are.
Yeah.
How agents are done.
So as we move forward, as we move forward, as we move forward,
Let me give
you know the shoe knows where it pinches. Yes. Now we want to hear from IBC, because if these complaints have been there, we've not seen IBC coming out, and we are challenging the IBC. They should be able to come out. We are challenging the police. We want investigations to be done. We don't want anybody to be left if somebody was responsible for this mayhem, because in 2022, it's not going to be manageable. Yeah, because we have the security agencies which are there. They should be able to do this.
You don't care why we are laughing.
Their elections from 800 to 260.
And this confirms that the whole of this debate about violence is about losing an election. Because even the man who got 260 is claiming here, he wants to know how he's 800.
And this is why agents.
The whole thing, we are discussing. This, I told you, these are so losers.
Losing an election
It's about losing the election.
is normal. You go to an election, you have 24 candidates. Surely you know that only one candidate
Will win.
Correct.
And we don't have to waste a lot of time on that and saying, oh,
I know.
yeah?
You know, Ken,
Okay.
We are laughing, but it's not a laughing matter. 800 agents, and the candidate got about 200 and something votes.
Imagine, we're asking IBC questions.
Largely,
And they voted.
and you have legitimate questions that you should ask IEBC. And I want to agree with Mheshimiwa here.
Absolutely.
I want to agree with the Ford Kenya has very legitimate questions that you should be asking IEBC. Because many of your agents were not allowed to get into polling stations. Many of your agents and your supporters were not allowed.
How do you know
to
that
vote.
happened for Ford Kenya?
Because I
Look at these
know, I was,
laws.
you know, fortunately, I was in charge of the whole of Woodley ward for my
But
party.
What do you mean? I saw you in DC grounds.
I was
It's
the
not
lead
He
voting.
just said,
I was
he just
the
said
lead
that
agent.
all their agents said they voted.
They voted. He has just confirmed here.
I was supposed to have voted, of course, for him.
He has confirmed they have voted.
So then there are questions that
He was
IBC
not
then
there.
should answer, probably with the count, and maybe part of the votes are.
Yeah, you see, now you wanted to lie on his behalf.
It could also be
He has
that part of
confirmed
the
here
spoiled votes
all his
are
agents have voted.
All right.
But he ended up getting
the debate came.
Yes, we need to move on.
The debate was on the violence. And
Yes.
maybe we should also ask ourselves, what was the genesis of this violence?
bribery.
Why
Fear, bribery.
why did we see the desperation that we saw with ODM as a political party and the fear that they exhibited on the day of elections, that they had to resort to violence? As much as we all appreciate that violence is part and parcel of the trade of politics for them and their party leader, but Kibra for them, and the results will tell you. The results, they had over 65,000 votes in 2017. That came down to about 20-something votes. If you
we know by election.
just listen to me for a minute.
Yeah.
If we were to work pro rata, we had 10,000 votes, 10,000, I think 280 something in 2017. If we were to work pro rata based on the fall that they had from 65 to 20 something votes, we would have gotten, I've just worked the figures, we would have gotten about 4,000 votes. But we upped those votes amidst all the violence and intimidation that was there in Kibra. We were able to up that vote from a possible 4,000 votes to about 12,000 votes. Therefore, there was imminent danger that the bedroom
You
was
upped,
going.
but you lost still.
And the bedroom, by all means, had to be protected. And that, Ken, is what we are saying, and I think is what I heard Barak and my brother here saying. That it is not a matter that we should be joking around with. It is a matter that tells us if we all, by 2022, if Kimani Ichungwa decides to protect Kikuyu as his bedroom, Chris Wamalwa decides Trans Nzoia,
As the bedroom.
he wants to run for governor, and I wish him all the best. He's a good man.